personally, for me, in my own personal experience, I have never had a bad experience with any of those guys except for Kingery. He's the only one. T.R. Jones has never been anything but respectful. Taco has never been anything but respectful. Kevin Lawson is one of the most amazing men I ever met. He's never been anything but respectful also. Udi, same thing. Always been awesome. I don't even want to say JJ3's name. I don't even want to say it, but I didn't really spend any time with him. He was seriously the only one that I just did not really, we didn't have a lot of interaction. It was very brief, you know. I think when I saw him there, it was the second or third time I'd ever met him. Probably shook his hand and kept on moving. I don't remember any interaction with him. So I don't feel like I can personally speak on his character when I personally have not really experienced it. And and also for the record, I stand with April. If April says he did something to her, then she probably didn't make it up. And if any woman would ever make something like that up about a man, then shame on her, but I don't believe April is. So I stand with April. I got her back. I hope and pray to God that any man who has committed any assault or battery on any woman, or anyone for that matter, gets what the fuck is coming to them. So there's that. I still don't see a request from TR. I hope you guys tell him I love him. I appreciate him, and he's a good man. And y'all leave. They didn't know. All right, think about this. I'm going to say this, probably going a little farther than I should, but I'm going to ask you a question. He sent a join request. Okay, I'm going to check it. I'm looking for you, TR. If you're in here, buddy, I'm looking for your request. I got about, oh, there it is. Boom. All right, here comes TR. I sent him a request. I sent him a request. There he is.
Hey,
here.
Technology, I'm behind. I'm trying to get it figured out, get in with you. I heard you got a band too. You call it a band?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't like when you start talking truth. They don't like it.
They don't like the truth. They don't like facts.
No. All right. I was listening to you. Talk your stuff, girl.
I was just trying. I'm letting everybody know. Okay, I want to ask a question. That's where I was at. I'm gonna ask you.
Ask a question.
You think? All right, locker room talk is one thing. Okay, locker room talk. Boys talk about girls and boobs and booties and bodies and hair and eyes and smiles, and they talk about all that shit. I talk about that shit. I've been involved in some locker room talk myself, but they don't go back and say things like, "Hey, guess who I assaulted tonight?"
Exactly.
Hey, do you think, I don't think for one fucking second that Kingery went back to anybody and said, "Hey, I stuck my hand all the way down Lawless's pants tonight." Because guess what? Nobody would have been proud of him. He would have got socked in the fucking mouth by any of these boys.
Absolutely.
Any of these men, because these are grown-ass men, and I fucking believe with every cell in my body that if any of them would have saw him, which nobody was there. The only people that were there was me, Feel Good Music, Austin Tolliver, and Udi, and none of them apparently saw it happen. I wouldn't expect them to. There was a lot of things happening. We were at a bar, but I guarantee you, if Kingery would have went back and told anybody that he shoved his hand down my pants, any of those guys would have punched him in the fucking mouth.
Absolutely.
I bet my kidneys on it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's not something, as much as we've come out in public and say we don't stand for these things, I don't stand for any kind of, and I was told to use SB and SA because you get banned if you outright say it. I don't know. You don't brag about crimes, because you hang out with a person like me and you come and say, "Hey, I committed this crime." I'm going to turn you in. And if the crime's bad enough, I'm going to turn you into the back 40. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't do that. And so people are going to say guilt by association, but no, you don't know these things. And yes, is it 5, 6 guys, 7, 8, you know, by the time we get our music and everything else out on the road together? Sure. Absolutely. When we're on the stage together, I see what's going on. When we're doing meet and greet, my attention is on the 1, 2, 3 people that I'm talking to, right? You've been to one of our meet and greets. We used to do the little assembly line thing, and you came down and you talked, but then we started doing just like a crowd mingle. And your attention's on the 1 or 2 people you're talking to, but I don't know what the other guys are talking about. I don't know what they're doing, just like they don't know what I'm doing. It's up to me to conduct myself the right way, right? The only person that I'm really responsible for at the end of the day, can possibly be responsible for, is myself. So I conduct myself the right way. I greet people. I went so, and I think anybody that's ever been to a show can testify to this. I ask people if it's okay for me to put my hand on their shoulder as a politeness, because I understand that there's so many people in the world that have been touched in a way they don't want to be touched. And so out of the manners my grandparents taught me, I asked them before I touched them. And you wouldn't believe how many people say, I can't believe you just asked me that. And some people think it's really funny, but some people say, I really appreciate that you did that. And that's where I am. That's how I do it. That's how I do myself.
I want to say something real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast. I just want to make a point just for this to marinate in y'all's brains. There are still people to this day that think Ted Bundy's innocent. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Once the show's over and we get into the vehicles to go back to the hotel, we have a little bit of a habit going to Waffle House, getting something to eat, going back to the hotel. I'm a married man. That's my wife right there. That's my life. My kids are sitting upstairs. I will never sacrifice anything that has to do with them or her or my children. When I hit that hotel, I am in that room by myself. If there is somebody else from the group that's in the room with me, then it's me and them. There has never been a woman in my hotel room. I told the guys from the very beginning of this tour, I said, I will punch a woman in the face before she will come into a hotel with me. Okay, it's screen recorded. I understand that. But I am in my marriage. I will not tolerate a woman coming to the hotel room. I will not tolerate them on the tour bus, because we're on the tour bus. I don't care if there's some single guys on the tour. I don't care if you met a girl and you want her to come back. She's not coming on the tour bus. You got to go somewhere else, because I'm a married man, period. It's not something I'm going to allow. So I make it into my hotel room. I go to sleep. How can I possibly be responsible for anybody else? How? I'm in bed. Do I know what goes on after I go to sleep? There is no way I can possibly know that. And same for the other guys. Every person, even though we're part of a group, and I'm speaking only for myself tonight because that's the only thing I can 100% know, but every person is responsible for themselves once they get to that hotel. Every person in the meet and greet, how they talk to people, in this case, how they tell somebody goodbye, and that's what happened with you, is responsible for themselves and the actions they take. And then they need to answer for those actions. I don't have anything there's no bill that's going to come due on me. I never did anything to a single person that I would not look right here and tell you, that I would not look right to my right and tell my wife. I greeted them with kindness. I tell them goodbye with kindness. I shook their hands. If they asked me for a hug, I gave them a hug. There was a show in Macon, Georgia, where 2 ladies asked me if they could kiss me on the cheek and take a photo. I said, let me text my wife real quick and find out. She said it was okay. They kissed me on the cheek, took a photo. And that's the closest anybody's ever gotten to me at a show anywhere. But I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to cover up. It's a whole lot of comments and a whole lot of videos of us out there where a whole lot of people said, I seem to be the dad of the group. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I told Brittany this earlier, bad kids don't come and tell the dad that they're being bad. Everybody in this group knew there was a way I conduct myself. There's a thing that I will stand for. There's a thing that I won't stand for. And they knew that from the beginning. And that is why I didn't know.
You said
because you don't come and tell somebody that, like you said, will immediately turn you in that you're committing crimes. That is not gym talk. That's not gossip. And that's what it is. And if you think I'm lying, I brought you into this live because she calls out the bullshit. You call out the bullshit, and you said yourself, I'm not going to call you a victim, because you said yourself you're not a victim. You don't have a victim mindset. And you called out the bullshit as soon as it happened. But I'm doing this live with you because I fully expect to tell me bullshit if you think I'm bullshit.
I don't think you're bullshitting at all. The only bullshit that I've seen through this whole debacle is the fucking CBD. I had too many CBD gummies. That blew my fucking mind. We don't need to go back there, but that's the only bullshit I've heard through this whole thing. I love you, TR. I think you're a hell of a man, and you're a wonderful. You seem to be the example of what a man should be.
I don't want that title, because I have sinned in my life. Nobody's perfect. I've sinned in my life. Now, have I committed crimes? I rode in the back of a cop car one time because I got caught driving a golf cart down Main Street in high school. Like, that's the extent of my criminal life. You know, I didn't even get in trouble when I was young. I just have never been one to try to find trouble. But, you know, all you can do, at the end of the day, all you can be is who you are. And I know people want a lot more than what, you know, everybody wants to know that there's some grand story. There was a big cover up. That I know things that I can come out and tell to everybody. The truth is oftentimes a lot more boring. The truth of what happened with Georgia landscaper and Tim Shipman is very boring. The disassociation was largely based on speculation and rumor, but at the same time, it invites a lot of drama into your life, which I didn't want. The disassociation with Jimmy Jones at the time, and we've learned a lot of truth since then, was largely based on speculation and rumor, but the speculation was of a much, much more serious act, right? And just like you said, April, if you're in the live, I'm behind you, girl. I hope you get the justice that you deserve. I hope that some kind of evidence comes out, because I know how hard it is. I know how hard. I don't know. It has to be incredibly hard to walk into a police precinct, tell your story, and then when they ask you for evidence, say, I can only give you my story. And I understand that's got to be incredibly difficult. I want to understand that's got to be incredibly difficult. I can't. And I know it's going to be incredibly hard to get any kind of justice out of that, because it becomes, in the court, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, right? And you got to come up with substantial evidence. And that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, is people can come forward, and I hope as many people can come forward, or like inspired by Jessie, to come forward and tell their story, because in the end, it's going to have to be a very large group of people that come forward to find that justice, because it's going to be very hard. Or evidence, or somebody comes forward with evidence, would be great. Yes,
I'm seeing a lot of people saying Brianna's name in here. This live is not about Brianna. If you want to know about Brianna, go message Brianna. As a matter of fact, don't leave her alone. I'm pretty sure she's gotten plenty of messages, but she ain't got nothing to do with this live. So stop saying her name. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, TR.
Yeah, and as far as things that happened between Jimmy and Brianna, we don't know, because we also weren't involved in that relationship. But I don't wish I knew more, because if I'd known more, y'all would know more way back when it happened, because they would have been turned in. It would have gone to the authorities. It would have. I'm not a person that handles things on TikTok, and this is the only time I've ever done a live like this, and hopefully it will be the only time I ever do one like this, because I don't like to create drama. I don't like to bring drama on TikTok, and I'm sure there's going to be repercussions for me for doing this live. I'm entirely sure that, you know, the things I've said that happened to my knowledge surrounding Tim and Jimmy, they're going to want to say something on their behalf. I fully expect that. I fully expect them to want to say things on their behalf. The last thing I'm going to say about any of them is, I do not wish anything bad to this day for Tim Shipman. I do not wish anything bad for April. It's a little bit different when you come to Jimmy. A lot of that's still yet to be determined. You know, in that case, I hope the truth comes out and the justice that needs to happen happens. But I don't have ill feelings towards these people. I don't harbor that kind of hate in my heart. I want my page to go back to being just positive content to pick people up. Like I said in my video earlier today, I want to go back to making people laugh. I want to go back to giving people a little bit of inspiration, because we don't get on TikTok to get involved in drama, right? You get on TikTok to escape the drama of your life. You get on TikTok to feel better about your day. And this stuff right here, this does not make you feel better about your day. It doesn't. And it's not my way. It's not my way to get on here and start creating drama. And I know people wanted answers, and I know people want more information, but I just really don't have it, because I don't know. And that's the point I'm trying to make tonight. I did not know. If I had known, I would have said something. I
I
would
do
have turned it in.
1 fucking second the TR
And
and the,
as
I
soon
don't,
as I talked to you, when I talked to you the other day, I was combing for the truth. You know that because I called you before any of this came out. I called Jessie and I was combing for the truth. I said, Jessie, I'm hearing all kinds of things. Do you want to be called Jessie? You want to be called Flawless? I should have asked you that a long time ago.
Jessie is what my
Okay.
friends call me, and I consider you a friend.
So I'm trying to pursue the truth because I said, Jessie, I'm hearing all kinds of things all of a sudden. Can you help me out a little bit? Jessie told me her story. And what did I say to you, Jessie? I said, I'm done with content violation. I'm making a video today. I'm out. And by the end of the day, we canceled the shows and everybody's going their separate way because there were a whole lot of us in that group that didn't stand for it. And we were getting the same, we were learning at the same time. We said, hey man, we're canceling these shows and it's over. None of us want to be a part of it anymore. And that's where we are. And so now I'm trying to move on to the next part of my life. And it's going to go back to, where I started. And at the same time, I'm going to keep up with it. I mean, I'm going to keep up with it for my sake. If anybody, if any authority comes to me and says, hey, I need you to give a statement, then I'm going to gladly give that statement. If somebody gets in contact with me and wants to verify whereabouts, anything I can do to help and help people get their story out there, I'm here for it. And anything I can help. But I just want to go back to my life. I don't want all this drama following me around, and I don't want this to be what my TikTok page turns into either, or my Instagram lives. I enjoy making people laugh, and this is not what I enjoy, and this is why I don't generally do things like this. But it gets to a point where I felt like, and maybe one of the reasons, I just felt like people, at least, and especially in my following, deserve to know why I made the decisions I made, and why I ended up here in this place. And I hope I've clarified that. But you got anything else you want to say, Justin?
I'm going to reiterate one more time that I appreciate very much all the people that have reached out to me. I made this video, or I made that video, the pinned video. I made that for the other women that need to come forward. I stand with the victims. I stand with April. If anyone else has any other experiences that they would like to come forward with, I'll be happy to hear your story, point you in the right direction, maybe give you some encouragement. I highly recommend you go to the authorities. The only reason I didn't want this. That's why I didn't want to make that video. I didn't want this. I didn't go to the authorities because, like I said, I've been through a lot, and that was just that just wasn't very impactful to me because due to the nature of the things I've experienced in the past. But if you've had any bad experiences, please feel free to contact me. I will be happy to give you encouragement, a voice, help you, point you in the right direction. If you're one of the people out there that's victim shaming and saying bad things, I'm trying to stay kind of politically correct here without.
I get you.
This is very stressful for me. This isn't my vibe.
No, it's not the vibe anybody wants to be in.
So if you read my bios on my merch site, it says I think the first line is heavily tattooed dreadhead with an even heavier aversion to the victim mentality. That's my brand. That's my thing. That's what I go for. So this isn't victim mentality shit. This is real life. And there are women that are being hurt out there. And TR is a big enough man to stand by the victims. So I think we should all give him a hand.
You don't need to do that.
I'm proud of you, TR, and I thank you for telling your story and giving these people something that they really don't deserve. It's not anybody's business, and he decided to take the time to give you guys this information. So I hope you guys appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate everybody that follows us and gives support to me and my family and everything we got going on. I do want to. While you were talking, I was scanning the comments. If anybody has a question, I can answer. If I can answer it, and like I said in the video, I'm only going to speak about things that I absolutely know about. Has to be a fact for me. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to add to the drama. But if you got a few questions, I'm going to take a few minutes to answer all the questions I can. If Flawless, I know you're staying up way late to, and if you want to go to bed, that's up to you.
I'm going to bounce off of here.
You going?
I am. I'm
Okay.
going to bed. I'm going to go get some rest. I need it.
I
But
100% understand.
thank you again, TR. I'm
No,
sure much. I look forward to the next time I get to see you and Brett.
yeah.
Uh,
Come on by and visit.
Everyone else, I hope you got some answers.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
Everyone showing support. I love you. Thank you very much. TR, I hope you have a great night.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks, Jesse.
for standing by the women coming forward.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So I'm see you, Jesse. Good night. I'm gonna grab a couple of questions before I go to bed.